Hey, Mark.
Hey, Dan.
Thanks for coming out.
All right, thanks for having me. And this is the walkway.
This is it right here.
All right.
So this was one of the first projects I did at the house. I was a little rushed, kind of slapping everything together. We had our first daughter born only a week after I finished, so I didn't have much time to do it. And as you can see, it's a little choppy.
All right, well, every time that I see some humps, some low spots, some gaps in the brick, I always assume that the base is the problem. The base is the most important part of these walkways, so if you rush it, it results in this type of thing. So what I think we should do is pick up all the brick, see what you have for a base, fix what you have for a base, put the brick back in, and I think you'll be all set.
It sounds like a plan.
All right, let's get going.
All right, thanks.
All right, this looks like a good place to start. So what I'm going to want you to do, get this brick out, get that brick out. I'm going to get under the rest of it with this little pick, and we'll peel up all the brick. Main thing here is we want to save these brick. We're going to reuse them. Little pieces like this, no good to us, so don't worry about those. But we'll save everything else on the side. So why don't we get going?
All right. Start right here?
Yep, pull that out. That's it, all right. That might be all I need. So you'll want to pick these brick up and stack them. All right, so this wasn't quite as bad as I thought, but every good walkway has two ingredients. This is the pack run. It's just gravel and stone dust mixed together, and it helps let this walk fluctuate a little bit with the freeze-thaw cycle. The second ingredient, which you do not have, is stone dust. So it's basically crusher run without the gravel. This goes on top of the crusher run, and it helps lock in the brick. So we want to make sure we don't skip that step next time around.
Okay.
So the other missing ingredient is the edging. The edging actually locks the brick together, but more importantly, it keeps loam, grass, all that out from underneath the brick. So we want to make sure we put these rails in when we go back.
Okay.
All right? I'll loosen everything up with the rake. Dan, why don't you come behind me with the shovel?
My wife actually slipped and fell on the ice one.
We're going to compact the soil down and make sure it's even and firm. You can rent a compactor like this from any home center. Now let's get the pack material back in. We'll use all of yours, and I brought some just in case. Now we'll add the stone dust. When you compact the stone dust, I'm going to spray water ahead of you to keep the dust down. So all right, now we're ready to throw the brick in. What you have is a McCullough paver. So I went to the store and I got a bunch of McCullough pavers because we've lost a few here.
Okay.
So one thing I know about the McCullough pavers, the edge. See how sharp that is?
Yeah.
Nice, right?
Yeah.
The other thing is the coloration. There's a range of color in this brick. So the old McCulloughs are much like the new McCulloughs.
Okay. Mark, I noticed that you're running the bricks vertically rather than the way that I laid them out horizontally. Why is that?
Actually, we have a number of reasons for that, Dan. Number one, going to be less cuts. Number two, we're going to end up with a better looking walkway.
Well, what about the curve? We don't need to do any cuts there?
So this curve is soft enough where we're just going to be able to tweak the joint in the brick. If you go horizontally, it kind of gives you a choppy vision on the walk.
And that does look a lot smoother.
Right. All right, Dan, so this is the plastic edging that we were talking about. All we have to do is line it up against the brick, nail it down, and it'll be in place.
That simple?
That's simple. So now we're going to sweep the stone dust into those joints. That's going to do two things. It's going to solidify the brick walkway, and it's also going to keep those weeds away.
Mark, this walkway came out great.
All right, well, I'm happy as heck too, but I am going to leave you with a little bit of homework. So you can see that the gaps are coming back after we did the rinse.
I did notice that.
Don't worry, because it did sink through, it did tighten up the walkway, which is what we wanted.
Okay.
But now the homework is I'm going to leave you with a bucket of stone dust. After this brick dries, you're going to spill it again and just sweep it into all the existing cracks that we have right now. After that, the walkway is going to be tight as heck, and you'll never have another problem.
Great, I can do that. Well, thank you for your help.
Thanks for having me, man. Take care.
You too.
Nice job, Mark. That's a good looking walkway.
Thank you.
And hey, you know what? No flies on Dan. Good first effort, right?
Great first effort. I mean, don't forget, Dan's a dad, right? We all know.
I remember those days.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, everything gets sped up.
That's right.
So we have heard a million times that a good walkway starts with good prep, right?
Right.
And that big, deep layer of all that crushed stone is critical.
Right.
What I'm not sure everyone sort of appreciates, though, is the freeze-thaw cycle. That's the sort of the real enemy here.
Right. Okay, so freeze-thaw. There's always going to be moisture in that ground. We know that. And the freeze-thaw is going to start to occur when the temperature goes below 32 degrees.
That's when we get the freeze, and we know that water will expand. So
Expand. So now pressure under a stone can be built up and will push that stone under that walkway. So our crushed stone actually would act as a shock absorber. So that stone goes up, our crushed stone goes like this. Once the frost dissipates, the stone goes back down into place, and it will never show on the walkway.
So we're not necessarily stopping a little bit of a bulge. What we are doing is allow it to come back down and go basically flat or level again.
That's right. And if you do your prep work correctly, that's exactly how it's going to work. Everything will sink back down into place.
So the movement's good. We'll get a little bit up, but we'll get a little bit back, and it'll be fine.
That's right.
Very cool. All right. Well, like I said, a beautiful walkway and a good explanation.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.